Hey everybody, I hope you can hear me well. I can't speak very loudly right now. I hope I'm coming across okay, but I am sick. The timing of this was just horrible, like my timing with a lot of things. But yeah, I'm sick with something. I don't know if it's the COVID flu or cold, but I'm not doing good. Either way, I would know, but all the tests are sold out. Apparently some sort of flu's going around, so it might just be that. But either way, as the video is titled, The End is Nigh. And what does that mean? Well, it just means I'm done. And I wanted to be upfront and apparent with all of you guys about what that means and what's planned, just to give you guys a fresh mindset of what we're doing going into 2025. So I'm done with DDLC generally. I'm really just done. The main thing by that is that I'm no longer doing the DokuTuber Awards. I'm just not doing it. There's a good about 4 reasons for why I'm not doing it anymore. But I'm done. I've thought about this for the past like 4 months, a little bit after the awards were, the latest ones was made, and I was going back and forth on it, and I finally made a decision, and I wanted to be upfront with you guys about what's been going on. You know, I haven't uploaded anything in a long time, and I want to talk to you guys about that. So for the people that have a really short attention span, here's the deal. I'm not doing the 2023 awards. I am finishing up my mods. I have a set, number of mods that I really wanted to make. I still plan to make them, and I'm going to make them. After they're done, I'm done. I am no longer doing live streams, unless I really want to do one for maybe like a mod playthrough or something like that, maybe, but they don't do all too well, and unless I'm collabing with someone, they're not all that fun. So once I'm done with the mods, that'll be it. The channel will stay up. I'm not going to delete everything. You can still go back and watch all the mods you want to watch, but I'm not going to upload anything to it anymore. I'm going to delete the Discord server that I have, and I'm going to give the DokuTuber server that I run to someone else. I'm still deciding on who, but I think I know who I'm going to give it to. And they can do whatever they want with it. After I'm done with my mods and stuff, when I'm leaving, I'm going to be gone. That doesn't mean you'll never see me in a DDLC related video ever again. I'm still going to keep in touch with a good amount of, if not all of the DokuTubers I've met. And I still plan to talk with them occasionally, hang out with them every once in a while, maybe, who knows. If they want to do a collab, they want to do something like that, I'm always down. Don't feel like this is me saying I don't want to talk to you or I don't want to collab. If you guys want to be part of a collab, part of the big project, I am all for it. I just can't do the awards anymore. and I'm done with DDLC. I'm done with the community. I'll be removing myself from a majority of the social media platforms related to DDLC. I'll be deleting my Twitter, my Instagram. I'll be getting rid of my Reddit. I'm going to be getting rid of all that. I'll be leaving most Discord servers that I'm in, except for a few that I want to stay in because either I'm really active there or because someone important to me is there and I want to be still able to talk to them every once in a while. But, oh yeah, I'm just going to leave. I mean, that doesn't mean, like, if it's your server, if you're a DokuTuber watching, it's your server, that doesn't mean I don't like you. You're more than welcome to talk to me. We can hang out and stuff, but there's no point in me being there, obviously. And I kind of wanted to get out of the community. I'm leaving the community. I'm not being a part of it in any real way anymore. Not like before. I'm done. So that also means, yeah, so the end is nigh. I'm not done yet because I'm still going to be making mods. I still want to do that. There are a handful of stories that I really want to still make. And I promise a lot of you guys, that these mods are going to come out, and they're still going to come out, all right? I'm not going to say I'm going to do it and not do it. One example of me doing that is with this new 2024 awards. I can't, and I'm sorry. So I'm not going to do it. I will probably move on to something completely different. I'll probably do something completely different on the internet. Who knows? I'll still be in contact with some of the DokuTubers and the DLC peeps, but I'm pretty much going to be gone. I ain't gonna do it no more. And I'm sorry. I know some of you, that's great. You're really happy to hear that. And some of you are saddened by that. It's not the end of the world either way. It's not full going away or full staying either way. So it's not the end of all time. Don't freak out. Hopefully you won't. But yeah, I'll probably make a completely new channel with a new face, new name, new everything, and do something completely different. Something that I'm passionate about. I'll probably do that. So I won't link it. I'm not going to let you guys know about it. None of you guys should ever find it. It's going to be something completely different. I'm leaving this community. I mean that. I'm not staying. That doesn't mean I don't like this community anymore in the sense that, like, oh, grr, I hate you. It's like, no, it's just I'm tired of it. I'm tired of a lot of things that happened in this community recently. And I'm done. I just kind of want to do my own thing. I'm going to do my own thing. I just want to, I want to make my mods, the things I'm passionate about for you guys, the people who enjoy those stories, and just leave it at that. I don't need to be putting myself through all this over and over again. So I'll probably move on to something I'm a little bit more passionate about. So what does that mean for the awards? Is it just never going to happen? Not with me. So there are other TokuTubers, YouTubers that want to make their own versions of the awards that cover different communities and stuff. They've talked to me about it. They said they saw it, they like it, they want to do something different. And I've given them all my blessing to make the awards they want. So there will still be shows, hopefully in the future, unless they get canceled, of that variety. And they want my help to make it, and I'm still willing to help them. I'm not backing out of those. I told them, it's like, hey, if you need help making these award shows, I'll be there to help. I'll do everything that I can. And I'm not backing out of that, Those were all really good people, and I still want to help. And I love doing collabs. It's my favorite part of doing all this DDLC stuff. It's one of my favorite things it's to do. And when I started doing DDLC stuff, the only, goal I had was to be a prominent part of the community where I could interact with a lot of people and do collabs. And then I did it, and I kind of regretted it at this point, because of the grand scale of the awards and some of the bad things that happened before, during, and after at that point. There was just a lot of not good things that was going on. I feel like it's only gotten worse. So it's just sad. So that's the thing of it. If it's all you cared about was that, then that's it. I'm going to go in depth on why, so you guys can understand. I want to be very upfront and apparent about what's been going on. But I know that some of you guys just want to kind of hear the good stuff and then leave. Main good stuff is like, that's what's happening. No more awards. I'm going to finish my mods and be done with it. Never going to do it again. I'm not coming back. I'm not going to post anything else. If I did, I'd make a different channel for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing this anymore. The only way you're going to see this person in the DOC community is either in a server of my friends, and I'm still there to hang out with them, or I'm doing a collab. And that's it. That should be it. Now, what are the reasons for wanting to stop the awards after being so passionate, adamant, and working so much on it? Well, there's 4 really big things that really kind of hit it. I think one is the cliche one that a lot of you might be expecting at this point, which is mental health. 2 would be the fact that the theme and the purpose of the awards has been kind of misconstrued and has changed. The focus of it is no longer what I ever intended it to be. I never wanted it to get to the point where it was like what it is now, as like its purpose, its intent, and people don't like that intent. What I want for the show and what I want people to get from the show, they don't care about. 3 is the community. I'm sure you've heard a lot of this, but the DDLC community has continuously gotten worse. Not that that's new for any community, but for, a show that is meant to, appeal and praise and show off the community, if so much of it is just doing so horribly, what's the point? And there's a little bit more that goes into that. And then the final one is just that I don't want to do it. I don't have the passion anymore. I don't want to do it. I've lost the driving force for doing this. I don't want to do it no more. I'm not passionate about it like I used to be. So all those things were present. Like they started off with like the first, and then it led to the second and the third and the fourth. And once we got that point where we lost all passion, that I lost my passion for it, that was when I decided. That's why it's taken so long for me to make this video, is because I was still planning on making the awards. I was still planning on doing that. I was still planning on continuing. We had other people that were, giving ideas, thoughts, criticisms about what we could do to make it better. And I was like, yeah, this sounds great, so let's do it. And as I kept thinking about it over the months of just like, do I really want to do this again? I realized I just really didn't have the passion for it. And I think I lost my passion for it back in the 2023 awards. About halfway through making it, I think I kind of just stopped caring as much as I used to. And that was a problem. And I don't know. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but someone's laughing in the background. They think this is so funny. It's assholes. Goodness gracious, it's like late. I don't know what they're doing up. Anyhow, I'm not passionate. So to go into that, so there's your like 10 minutes of like, you get your covered bases so that you can say, I objectively know, but to go into that of what that means and my experience and actually get into some of the details so you fully understand what I'm talking about, rather than me just saying big words and big concepts and you being like, okay, I know some of you guys don't give a shit about me or give a shit about what I have to say. I'm not saying that angrily, I'm just saying that objectively. I know some of you guys don't really give a shit and you don't want to watch all this. So there's your big bold letters, take that as you will. But if you come to me and be like, why'd you say all this? And I'm like, well, did you watch the full video? Did you? No? Alright, we'll go watch the full video. I don't know what to tell you. So you guys do that and you're like, oh, I have a question about why you felt that way. I'm like, well, did you watch the full video? Because I explain it. So do that. If you're more curious about why I'm doing this than what I've just said, then, listen, watch the video. I know it might be long, but I need to express what I'm feeling and what I'm going through and what I'm doing. So the first main reason was, of course, mental health. I don't suffer from a mental health issue that I've been diagnosed with. I do not know. This is not one of those types of mental health issues. It's just that the objective, stress of making this show was a lot. And it wasn't even just everything. Like, I did a lot more, but I think the biggest thing was just people management. A lot of it was very stressful. And the community problems and the theme problems made my stress a lot worse because, I was like, what's the point of this? People aren't listening to what I'm trying to tell them to do. People are getting angry at me with things that are trivial. I don't know what they want from me. This, and that, so on and so forth. Not everybody did something wrong. Sometimes it's just how it is. Things are going to be stressful. And I generally work in a stressful environment because that's my job. It's going to be stressful. I'm usually pretty good at stress, but I think the prolonged extent of the production for the 2023 awards, it was much longer than the 2022 ones. It meant that the stressors were there for much longer than normal, than I was used to. And it really got to me. At a certain point, all of my strategies for dealing with it were wearing thin. And I would get very angry, very frustrated. I'd break down at times. Some of the people that were close to me during that time can vouch for that. I mean, I was miserable. I couldn't get away from it. I didn't feel comfortable gaming or reading a book or doing anything outside of it because I had to go to work and I had to go to school. And even when I was at school or work, it wasn't even a break because I had to keep thinking about it. It's like, this person has this problem. How am I going to fix that? There was a new problem every day of the production. Every day it was something different that we had to focus on, and it was very, very stressful. And that's just going to keep happening. That's just the truth of it. As we keep going forward, that's just going to happen. And I am not doing that again. I'm just not. My fiance, it was a strain on myself because I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop working on it. I couldn't get away from it. And it made me insufferable. My fiance, Bree, she really, the co-creator, does not want to do this again. She thinks it's not good for me and my mental health. It makes me very irritable very stressed out. She doesn't like that for me. She doesn't want me to do it. So she's very happy that I'm making this video. She's very excited about that. I literally told her I was recording, and her response was, "I'm proud of you." Because it was difficult for me to make that decision, to be fair, because the community still means a lot to me, but I have to know where I gotta cut my losses, or, you know, I have to know when to stop putting myself in a situation that's not really beneficial to me, not very healthy. And I don't want to put a strain on a relationship any more than I already had at that time. And then there's the message. The point of the awards. I don't know if any of you guys could hear this. I know sometimes the audio in my announcement trailers and the actual awards was shitty. It didn't sound great. I know it wasn't great. But that you know, the purpose was never to just hand out awards. It was to bring unity to the community and to show appreciation to all the people that work in the community. All the different types of awards, all the nominees being shown, you know, it made the show stupid long, you know, 4 hours for the first one, 7 hours for the second one, because there were just so many people and so many things, you know, we wanted to say about it and show our love and appreciation to every single person. Moreover, because this was not ever meant to be just an award show. If that was it, this would have been super easy. Like, there's nothing about me doing this that is special. Anyone could do the DokuTuber Awards. If another creator is watching this right now and be like, well, I don't want to see the DokuTuber Awards end, they can pick it up. They can DM me, talk to me about it, I give them my blessing or whatever, and I can help them in any way they want, but I can be in the show if they want, just a little bit, but I ain't doing it. Someone else can do it. And they can make it the award show that everybody wants, which is award, winner, move on, you know, or anything like that. But I mean, I could have done that. That's easy. I could just make forums, choose the most popular people, and have you guys vote on it. I could just as easily go to every channel and do some calculations to see who has the best ratio of viewers to subscribers, you know, who's actually doing the best this year and give them an award or something like that. Or I could just keep doing the choice awards and just have them all choose. You know, anyone can do that, but there's nothing particularly special about just that inherently. What made it special and important to me was when the DokuTubers, when they made their choice, they talk about why, you know, their passion for it, and they see that passion here and they appreciate it. You know, getting to show everyone's videos and their nominations, you know, getting everyone that same equal opportunity to win and equal opportunity to be seen and heard and appreciated. That was the point. It was never about giving the awards out. That was the icing on the cake to attract the viewers, to attract people to be excited about it. But to just look at it and be, well, I just want to win an award. All I care about is winning an award. All I care about is this person winning an award. Justice for this creator because they deserve to win an award. And that's a very strong mentality because that's all they care about. And while that is sure to be expected, when I started, I knew that would happen. I just didn't think it would happen on such a large scale because the majority of viewers feel that way. They don't care about the people. They care about the award. And I know it's called the awards, but that's like a child going up to their cake, scraping off the icing, eating the icing, and leaving the cake there. You know what I mean? That's not the point. You're not supposed to do that. It's not healthy to do that. You know, the icing there is meant to make it taste good, yes, but you're supposed to have the cake as well. You call it the cake, not the icing. It is meant to be both. And you're supposed to be able to enjoy both. And a lot of people just don't. They just don't care. Which is fine. I'm not mad. You know, doing it twice, it's just more readily abundant that no one really... Some people do. Not everyone's like that. Like a lot of people who would give constructive criticism on the show, there are a lot of people who did that. I really valued their opinion, and they I think they really cared about the community as a whole. So don't be like, oh, because someone criticized the awards, he's not doing it anymore. It was actually the people who did criticize the award show and gave constructive criticism that made me want to keep going. That was the lifeline for a good, 3 months during, the ending of all this. That they were the lifeline. said, this is what we think is wrong, here's what we can do better, here's some great things, and let's make a show that really shows the community how much we care. And I was all for it. We were on the same wavelength generally. Those people know who they are. I can never thank them enough. But that does not encompass the majority. A lot of people just did not care about any of that. They don't want to see that. They want less awards, less nominees, and a shorter time so they can kind of just get through it. So that it's real short, simple, just give an award to a couple people and call it a day. And I just don't have any passion for that. I don't care about doing that. Anyone can do that. Any of the creators could do that. There is nothing special about me doing that or someone else doing that. If you just want an award show, you can make one real easy. I don't think it's at all difficult. You don't even have to have people vote. I just told you how you could just give it to the people who objectively did better through statistics and just give them an award. It's not impossible. It just doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care. Whenever I would win an award, it would not make me be like, oh, I'm so proud of myself for achieving. I didn't care. What I cared about was the unity of the community and getting to show everyone appreciation. Everyone's reactions to the awards of making them feel satisfied that they are appreciated and that their videos are being shown and seen, that people do care. That type of impact is what I cared about. And when we seem to have lost a majority of that, I didn't care. And a lot of the changes that we would have to make for a 2024 award show lost a lot of that. To cut down on time to make it better, we would have to cut all the stuff that mattered to me and stick strictly to award, winner, and move on. And that would be it. It would just be an award show. But I never wanted to just make an award show. I don't care about that. I never intended to be the award guy. I intended to be a community guy. And I lost a lot of passion when a lot of that kind of seemed to be overlooked, or just no one gave a crap. I mean, and that's fine. You can like what you like. You don't have to like the same things I do. It just means, why am I going to put all this effort into it for my message not to be heard or at all appreciated? Or no one's going to take look at that cool person in their video in this nominee, let's go check it out. Look at this person who won, let's go check out their video. No one's saying these things. No one's like, look at all these people and all the videos they created. Look at how amazing our community has gotten with all of these unique, different videos that cover from, creepy to romantic, dramatic, mysterious, different forms from mods to plushes and art. There's a wide span, and it's absolutely amazing. And I don't think the audience really grasps that. I don't think they care. They just want to see if their favorite DokuTuber won, and I guess that's just what I should have expected. I for some reason thought differently, that given time and effort, we would get a show that better encompassed that, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think if we keep going, we're just going to get another damn award show. There's tons of award shows, and it's just how it feels to me. It's just like, who won, and that's it. Everything else, who gives a shit? That's not what I ever wanted to make. So maybe I should have just made a different title, a different type of show, but the award concept was fine. I like giving an award to appreciate someone, but, it was never meant to be the only thing people cared about, and I feel like it consistently, just like everything else, is on the back burner. And if anything other than who won the award takes a main stage, it's the most despised thing. And if that's the case, I don't want to make it. The third thing is the community. There was a lot of stress that came from other people in the community. There were, as I said, just every day something was going wrong. It stressed me out. One of the things that would happen would be the people that I worked with. Not all of them. Sometimes shit would happen. And it would be super stressful. And a lot of times I would feel disrespected by the people that I thought were my friends, or I thought valued my time and effort. I felt disrespected by a lot of that. Not all of them. There's a good amount of the people who really contributed, who were a part of it, that did everything they could to make it the best that they could, and I cannot thank them enough. I can't thank enough the people who just participated in the show. Whether they cared about me or not, or respected me or not, I'm still very thankful that they contributed to something that was so monumental, in my opinion. and I'll always be thankful for that. But that just doesn't change just how people are. A lot of people would, I would usually, the way we made the awards, we would give people about 2 months to make their appearance, and a fair amount of them would not do that. They would procrastinate or ignore me, ghost me, get distracted, just forget about it. A couple people actually missed completely over that 2 month span of just doing either anything in the awards, and almost missed the show. There was a handful of people like that. Surprisingly, not just like one, it was like multiple. It was ridiculous. Like I would, try to talk to them and be like, hey, do you want to be a part of the show, keep you posted? And I just didn't get a response for all of it. Some people did respond. Sometimes they'd be last minute. They'd be like, at first they'd be like, yeah, I can do this. I'd send them the stuff to make the appearance, and then I wouldn't hear from them for months. I'd keep DMing them, being like, hey, what's going on? Do you have any updates? Is everything going okay? If you can't do it, that's okay. Just let me know. And I wouldn't hear anything. And then like 2 weeks before we were done with the show, they'd be like, oh yeah, I can't do it. I'm like, other times people would objectively not tell me things. People would have problems, simple problems that could be easily fixed, problems that, given time, we can make a change so that we can make a show that you enjoy, that you're happy with. But they just wouldn't tell me. They wouldn't tell me. They wouldn't tell me until either after the fact or way after the time period of me being able to fix it. And sometimes that'd be because they procrastinated and they didn't even look at it. They'd get the stuff. I'd send them documents and videos to help them make an appearance, to know what they're doing and what they need and stuff like that. And then like 1.5 months out of their 2 months to do this, they come to me and be like, hey, this is a lot, a lot of nominees. Can you help me find something? Or this link doesn't work. Or I can't find this video. And I'm like, okay. It's like, or they're just like, oh, I'm rushing. I don't know if I can do all this in this time frame. And I was like, what do you mean? I gave you 2 months. I was like, well, yeah, I forgot. I'm like, okay. I've been DMing you about it. I gave you a large time. 2 months is a good amount of time to work on anything. I understand that some people, they couldn't do it because of other things. Some people got sick. Some people had technical difficulties. Some people had huge power outages. Some people's computers got corrupted, crashed. That's absolutely fine. You guys know who you are. Everybody knows who they are when I'm talking about this. I'm not calling out names because I absolutely still appreciate the fact that they tried, at least. I appreciate the notion. But it was very stressful. It was very crazy. And a lot of times I felt like they were being a little inconsiderate to me. I know that might be rich to some of you because some of you guys think I'm an asshole. And I might be an asshole. I know that when I was really stressed, I became a real asshole. I was not great. I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming that I was some saint. You can make your top 10 things I hate about Bernard video any day now. It's absolutely possible. I am not perfect. But people would have problems. And it's not like the problems were like completely invalid. Sometimes they would be, but most of the time it'd be like, oh, this would really help me make this. Can you do this? And I was like, yeah, I could have if you told me like a month ago. But it's like, we got days. Like, what do you mean? I can't do all of this right now. Why did you wait until now to tell me? People just would not want to talk to me. I would have to go we made a server for the awards, a Discord server, and I had to go there and be like, guys, if you have a problem, you need to talk to me about it, because if you don't, I can't do anything. I don't know. But some people would. Some people would talk to me like immediately as they saw a problem. We'd fix it and it'd be great. Sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes they'd only tell me half the problem, and they wouldn't give me the full like what's going on until later. And what I kept seeing was that small problems that weren't a big deal, that didn't have to be a big deal, would be turned into a much bigger problem because they didn't say anything or they didn't do anything, whether they procrastinated or maybe they were worried about me getting angry. I don't know. I know sometimes I was an asshole, and I apologize for that, but I always try to be adamant. Please do not feel any worry to contact me. I'm always free and open to help in any way possible. I want to help. I'm just so thankful that you guys are working on this. I do not want you guys to feel like you're on your own. I'll do whatever I can to help. And some people just didn't take me up on that offer and would get angry later. And I don't know what they want from me. So I felt it like they were being a little disrespectful in that sense. They kind of, people that didn't want to, that said they would do the work, but then didn't do the work and wouldn't tell me that they weren't going to do the work until the very last minute, I think was a little disrespectful, a little inconsiderate to myself, to my time, my efforts. I mean, you're putting me up the creek in a really bad position by waiting so long. And no one thought about that until the end. And then they thought about, oh crap, I'm really putting him in a bad position by waiting so long. So I'm just not going to tell him. And then it gets like, well, he keeps DMing me. I got to say something. And it just made it a small problem. It's an easy fix. We can get someone else, or we can talk to somebody else to do it, or I can voice over it. But we need time. And they didn't want to give it to me. They didn't want to respect the awards or my time enough to do that. And I know that you don't need 2 months to do this appearance, but I understand that you guys have lives. You guys want to make your own videos, your live streams, your work. You got lives. It's no problem to take the full 2 months to get the video done. I don't have a problem with that. I wanted it to be done early, and it's my fault that I didn't give myself more time after the due date to edit and stuff. That's my fault. That was my fault. I should have given myself more time after that 2 month period to edit and fix mistakes and stuff like that, because it caused problems when the final product. I didn't think of that. That is my fault. So no, it's not like if you worked on it for 2 months and then you got it done at that time that I would be mad or frustrated or stressed. But sometimes I feel like I disrespected, because people would kind of just completely forget. They'd be like, yeah, I'm going to make this, 2 month commitment to do something that is bigger than my channel, bigger than any of us, to try to be there for the community. And I'm just going to not do it. And so way later, and then not only screw me over, but screw whoever was like, I'll help. The person who did the guest appearance last minute, some people did it. They were screwed over too, because they didn't know. And they had a crazy short amount of time to do it. So some segments were really rushed because they were screwed over, because they decided to be inconsiderate to that fact. They just didn't want to say anything. And you can't say you were too busy, because there's no way that you did not have the time to 5 seconds be like, I can't do this anymore. Too busy. Sorry. And that'd be it. I'd be like, it's okay. It's no problem. Thank you so much for letting me know. And I hope you enjoy the show anyway. That's probably what I would respond with, because that did happen. People did. They let me know early. They let me know, it was like, hey, I don't know if I can do this. Give me a week to figure out my schedule. They would. And they'd say, you know what? I can't do it. They'd be like, that's great. Just don't worry about it. Thank you for getting back to me. And then that would be it. But not everyone would do that. And it was super frustrating. And they know who they are. They know, because that's what they did. And they can excuse it all they want, but it doesn't stop the problem from existing. And some people had great excuse for why they couldn't do it. I'm not saying that every person who didn't make it didn't have a good excuse, or that it was they're all bad. No. I think the people who did make it, a lot of them were really great, And I think a lot of people who did make it were really great. But there was an overwhelming problem throughout the entire process of this happening. We had more replacements this year than at any point before. It was insane. And it's because it was insane just because no one would say anything until way later. They'd be like, oh crap, I forgot. There's this whole thing going on. And I was like, how? I've been talking to you. It's not like I say, hi, here's the stuff, and then I go radio silent for the entire time, and then in 2 weeks now I'm like, oh hey, what's up? No, I'll give you updates, another 2 weeks, hey, what's up? Or maybe a month in, after I'll give you a month to kind of figure that out. Like, hey, any updates? Do you need anything? Do you need any help? And we keep doing that. And they just didn't see it, apparently. I don't know, but it's to make that commitment and then just ignore it for whatever reason was, in my opinion, a bit inconsiderate. And it left a bitter taste in my mouth to even want to work with some people. And I'm not naming names, all right? Because a lot of people still did the commitment even though they were rushed, even though they waited till the last minute, even though all this bad stuff was happening. And I really appreciate that. And I would gladly work with them again. I would try to change my approach to working with them to try to help accommodate any type of procrastination that they could have on their front. I try to talk to them. I'm not mad at them. Not anymore. I might have been mad at the time, but not anymore. Because I'm done. I don't have to, it's not my problem. It's whatever. But also with the community, on that note, is the fact that just in general, outside of myself, there are just some really crappy people in the community. You may know a few, but I think it goes more to a person-to-person level where a lot of people don't want to do anything to actually try to make the community better. That's my opinion. I think that there are a lot of problems that people create in the community, and no one wants to deal with that. No one wants to. Everyone wants to do one of two things. They want to ignore it. They want to say, I don't want no drama. No drama allowed. I'm going to run away. I'm going to leave. I'm going to get out of this. Or I'm going to just say, you know what, it's not a big deal. I'm not even going to talk about it. It's like, sure, it's bad, but like, you know, it's whatever. Don't worry about it. You know, kind of make light of a bad thing just so that people will stop freaking out about it. Or two, they get way over enthusiastic about it, just super empathetic, you know, really emotional about it and really passionate and angry. And they start getting really violent and hateful with their speech. Just absolutely disgusting behavior to whatever they don't like. That's what they do. It's either I'm not going to deal with this problem and I'm going to just let it be, or I'm going to freak out like a crazy person and yell at everybody and, you know, do more damage than I could ever do good. And that's how we're going to deal with it. And then the problem never goes away. The problem will always keep coming back. Because if you don't face the problem, then they're just going to keep doing the problem. You can't avoid it forever. It'll continuously be a thorn in your side. I mean, you can do that. It's just not good. It's not going to solve anything. You know, you're just going to be, you know, willingly ignorant of the problems, and you're just going to be like, well, yeah, whatever. And, or if you're going to be overly, you know, emotional about it, you're going to either ostracize them, and they're just going to come back in an old count and do the same thing anyhow because you've made them feel like the enemy. You're making them into the villain. Whether or not they are the villain, it doesn't matter because you're making them feel like their only option is that, or you're giving them the attention they want, or they feel like the only thing that they want to do, they want revenge, they want payback, they want this or that. Every situation is different, but you're not actually making them go away. You're making them immediately want to come back and keep fucking with you, because that's the number one thing any person that's being told to fuck off is gonna want to do, because no one likes to be told that they're wrong. No one likes to, you know, get banned or ostracized. They're gonna fucking fight it, and that's what they're gonna do. And then you're still gonna have the problem, and they're gonna keep breaking rules and doing bad things as much as they possibly can. We see it all the time with all these different bad people, and the solution of just let's just yell at them and block them and ban them and they'll just go away does not work. So then why do we keep doing it? It's because to actually talk to them like a human being and try to like get down on their level and try to make progress towards a compromise or a solution is just like alien to a lot of people. They think that's stupid and that it would never work. But the thing that doesn't work, that'll totally work eventually. Like, I mean, I get it. Some people refuse to change and refuse to do better. And those people, sometimes you just have to block a person and just have to ostracize them because they refuse to change. And no matter how much you plead with them and argue with them and fight for what's right, it doesn't matter. And that's just how it is sometimes. But some people take it to the extreme and just want to ban anyone who has a mild grievance against them. And some people want to take it to the extreme and, you know, freak out over things that don't actually matter. It's ridiculous. I mean, I want you guys to at least try. If you're going to take anything from what I'm saying here, just try to do better, to help people rather than just fucking ostracize and hate, because it doesn't make any change. I have never, except for maybe like one case, have I ever seen a person actually change for the better because they were yelled at, ostracized, or ignored. Like, what? If it has that much of a fail to success rate, then why do you still do it? I don't see it working. It just allows you to ignore it more. And it's not a solution, because the problem keeps coming back, and everyone gets so up in arms about drama because it's such an annoyance, because you guys don't solve the problem, and eventually it'll drive you all mad, and you'll all end up like me, ready to just fucking drop everything and say, I'm done. Now, you may argue, it's like, well, Nerk, you're saying that, you know, you don't need to just ignore the problems. What are you doing leaving? And I was like, Well, I did try. I've always known that these problems have existed, and that was what the awards were for. That unity that I was talking about as a reason for why we're doing this, the purpose of that is to help get people to talk to each other, to treat each other like human beings and not like they're all animals and they all need to be chopped down at the axe or whatever. Like the whole point was to bring people together so that we could solve some of these problems, and people just refused to do that. No one wanted to do that. They just wanted to keep doing what they were doing and just let the consequences be there. And it's really sad because it's only made the situation worse. More and more controversies on the DokiTuber side of the community have kept popping up since we started making the awards. And I don't want to contribute to it anymore. So I'm done. You know, at this point, we're sitting here and, my mental health isn't good because I get super stressed about everything. And no one cares about the message I want to send. Some people do, but not everybody. I don't need everybody to. I just wanted a majority to. And it just didn't seem like that was at all true. Not to me, at least. Maybe you know different, but from my experience, it just was not. And I was like, well, I feel stressed, but at least there's the message. Well, the message is not being received, so, what's next? And I was like, well, there's still the community. This is for the community. This is for the people, for the creators who put all of their hard time and effort to make something with little to no profit. One or two DokiTubers make enough from YouTube to have a living off of it. Everyone else has got their jobs and their lives. They're just doing it to make videos to entertain you, to have fun, to put the hard effort and face some things that I face with the community problems, with the people problems, with the stress problems. They go through all of that and still make content for you. And that's something that should be appreciated, but people don't give a shit. And I don't know how to really accurately make you give a shit about that many people. I could make a video that is an appreciation post for one person and people could digest it easily, but there's so many of them that people just say, I don't give a shit. That sounds like a lot of people and they can all go fuck off. And I'm like, well then I don't want to do this. So at that point, the community that I'm supposed to be doing for, I felt disrespected. They don't care about myself, my time, my efforts. And a lot of them, don't care about the message. A lot of them don't care about anything but winning or about what is on them. It's them. There's a lot of them that are self-centered, focused on their appearance, their nominations. And some of them get mad at me about it. And that's fine if they have a problem, if they actually talk to me about it before it's too late. Because I've always had my doors open to everybody. Nobody has been restricted, all right? If anybody wanted to go on Discord or Instagram or anything, they could have. All of my links are there. They're easily available. You could have emailed me or DM'd me at any time to talk about the awards, but no one did that. And then they get mad after the fact when there's nothing I can do about it. What do you want from me? I adamantly in the announcements and in the show say, please get in contact with me. If you want your voice, your input, and these things to be the way of your liking, you need to talk to me. And they won't. So I don't know what they want from me anymore. I don't know. So, we're doing this for a community that doesn't want it. Not like that. We're doing it for a community that, is focused on themselves. We're doing it for a community that is, that doesn't care about the message that I have for them. Some of them do. Not all. It's not all bad. I'm just saying that there's such an overwhelming majority of bad that I don't want to do it anymore. When you lose the community, the message, and it's not good for your health, then why am I doing this? And that killed the fourth point, my passion. I don't want to do this anymore. Even though there are solutions to help with some of these things to make them either better or not as bad, I don't even want to do it anymore. Because what's the point? If it's just another award show where all I'm doing is passing out awards and there's nothing else to it, then I don't really care. I get why people care because it's a fun, exciting thing in an award aspect, but there's nothing about me that's unique about that. I'm just me. There's something about, anyone can do that. But I felt like not everybody is as passionate about the community as I was to make it about them. To make it to appreciate everyone, no matter what. No matter the controversy, no matter if everyone hated me for it, not if everybody said it was the most boring thing they'd ever watched. I gave every person that I could find when my human ability their time to be appreciated as a person, as a DokuTuber, as a creator. That's what I wanted. And since I've done it twice, and I know that people just don't care about that fact, like, what's the point? And if the community doesn't even, some of them like me, some of them hate me, and that's fine. But if just the community, like, if a lot of people don't even care about that, care about me or care about the awards, or another handful of people are just hateful and want to see the community just crash and burn because they think that they're right, they're always right, and everyone else can just go die in a hole if they disagree with them, you know who you are. Why do I want to support that? Why do I want to praise that? Why would I want to put all this effort into it to get yelled at by a bunch of people about how they got mad that they didn't win an award, or that they don't care about all these other people, they just want to see this, or get yelled at about something crazy. A lot of crazy things was happening in my server. For example, just to give you a taste, this is one example from one day, and I promise you every day was something new. But one day in my server, a person joined and proclaimed to everyone that the award show had caused their best friend to commit unalive on themselves. And that was a pretty serious and wild thing to say. And so, of course, we're all like, what in the world are you talking about? And it was crazy. This person was claiming that they wanted to be in the awards, or they just kept talking about it, and then they died. All right, that's what this person was saying. And that meant that it was my fault, and they were mad at me. And I said, and we talked about it, and eventually they said, okay, yeah, I'm obviously, the awards did not cause my friend to do that. And I'm sorry for saying it. That's what they said. I have the DMs to prove it. If you guys don't believe me, I can show that so you guys have evidence that is what happened, that they said, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me. Because we were like, this is ridiculous, this is crazy. That was just one day. Imagine crazy, and that was a normal day. If you can believe it, that was a normal day. To have something like that happen, that was normal. That was my life for like months. Because there was always a problem, always something going on. And it was ridiculous. Sometimes it was, real and serious. I mean, it's all serious. But I'm just saying, like, this is absurd to, have this many problems like this. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to have to be, argue with someone about that type of stuff. That's depressing and horrifying. And, I'm like, how in the world could you even think this? But they were very adamant about that until they talked to me. And I said, there's no way. And they said, well, yeah, it's not really that, but like, they really like the show. And I said, okay, so why are you, what? And shit like that would happen all the time. You don't have to believe me. You could say I'm a horrible person. Because I'm done. It's not my problem anymore. You can think all the horrible things you want to say about me. But all I wanted to do was a little something for the community, and I think the community just kind of said, fuck you. A good half were like, yes, this is great. And another half were like, I don't give a shit. Fuck you. Some of it was a bit in the middle, and I still appreciate that. I'm fine with criticism. I'm fine with people not liking it. You don't need to love it. But these factors of just the state of the community, the state of my health, the state of, what I want to do with the awards, why am I still doing it? That's the question. Like, why would I keep doing this if it's so ridiculous? If everyone's just like, if everyone's going to be like this, if a majority is going to be like this. It wasn't everyone. And that's why I'm not like naming names. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to stop talking to people. I'm not like staying away. I'm not trying to, I just want to get away from it. I don't want to have to deal with that. I do not ever want to have someone claim that something that I created caused the death of someone. I never want to objectively have to deal with that ever again. So, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. And I get it. Popularity comes with the crazies, but I'm not popular enough to accept this. Like, what? I don't get paid for this. This is non-profit. Not a single dime goes into the award show. Not a single dime comes out of it. I don't it is free, it is cheap, it is just me. Bree works on the art, she's worked on some of the forms for voting, and she helps me with like the hosting. Like we'll start talking about stuff on the, in between the guest appearances, and that is it. Everything else is me. And that's it. You got your guest appearances, and you got the people who try to advise me for, this year, who got the special things. That's the show, So it's not like I got a team of people or a shit ton of experience to do this. And some people know that, and some people complain to me about that, being like they want someone else to do that. We think we should have someone else. And I was like, well, if you can think of someone else who wants to do that, then they have every right to do it. It is not a copyrighted IP. You can get my blessing right now. You want to make the award show how you want to make it, you go for it. But it won't be my show. It will not have the same message as my show. It will be just an award show as far as I'm concerned. Unless I'm heavily involved in like how you should think when you make it, it's not going to have that same passion. It's just going to be like, who did the best this year? And that's it. And I don't care about that. That's objectively interesting, but it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean anything to the community. It doesn't do anything good. If anything, objectively, it'll just put people down who didn't do as great, even though they tried their absolute hardest to make the content, and the YouTube algorithm just fucked them over. I said, fuck that. We're going to show everybody. We're going to give everybody the chance to be seen and be heard, to be acknowledged and appreciated. We're going to bring everybody together. We're going to do something great. And it just did not pan out as I had hoped. It's just an award show to people. And the community won't care either way. And the community will continue to get worse either way unless they start talking about problems, talking about solutions, talking about compromise, talking about, like an adult, talking just calmly. This is what I view. This is why I view it. And let's just talk about it. Come to a compromise. And no one wants that. It sounds good on paper, but to actually do it, I don't see it. More often than not, I see people run away from it or go at it head on with all the anger and emotion they have in their being. And it's not like I don't do that. I'm not some saint. I've gotten super passionate about arguments before. And I've wanted to just say, fuck it, I'm leaving. I am not perfect. I am not this shining example of what you should be doing. I am human, and I make mistakes a lot. Any person that I've met in the DDLC community can make a video talking about the things that I've done wrong, or the things that I've messed up on, or the top 10 things I hate about pornography. And if you make that video, I will like it. I'll say it's the best video I've ever seen. Give you a good like and subscribe. Because I think it'd be really fucking hilarious to see a video that I'm joking about being made. If you do it, you should do it like a Watch Mojo video. And no matter what happens, it's not my problem. I'm done. The end is nigh, guys. I'm not doing this. No more awards for me. Someone else can do it if they want. If you want just an award show like everyone keeps asking, then make it. I don't want to make that, and I never wanted to make that. So I'm not going to make it. I'll still collab. I'm still going to make my mods. It's not the end of the world. But I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next mod, I guess. It should be a stalker short. If I can kick this weird cold, maybe I can get some work in. Who knows? For the new year. But I don't care about doing this over and over again. It's just not. It's not worth it anymore. And I'm sorry to those that really, hurts, because I know there was a good amount of people that really liked the show and what it stood for. And I'm sorry to disappoint. And there's a lot of you guys that did everything you could to work hard on it and make it the best it can be. And I can't thank you guys enough. All the guest appearances, all the nominees, no matter what controversy or problem happened, I thank you guys so much. And while I'm sure some of you guys might be assuming who I'm talking about, I promise you, you're not thinking of the right person. Usually the people that criticized and argued with me the most were the people that I respected the most. And just because I had an argument or a controversy with a person does not mean that I hate them or that I think that they're the reason I'm not doing this anymore. That is not the case. It was never the case. It is a generalization of a community problem, of a people problem. It's not like I'm saying if I go to another community, it's all going to be sunshine and daisy, much better. It's not. But I'm probably not going to be as involved in the community when I do that. You know, I'm done doing this. I want to step away. I don't even like DDLC anymore. I don't play the mods or play through the game. It's just not something I care about that much anymore. It's just not. The awards kept me passionate because what I cared about from the day that I started was the community and being a part of that and showing appreciation to that. And I guess I'm very isolated in that viewpoint because everyone else wanted to do it differently. Sorry. Everyone else wanted to be more strict. Everyone else wanted to be more hateful. Everyone else wanted to be more self-centered. Not everybody, but a lot of people. I felt like people were more focused on making problems worse. I don't think people did it out of malice, but people did it anyhow. And I don't want to go through that again. I think people made problems worse by not talking to me. I think, a lot of, issues could have been avoided if people just talked to me, and no one wanted to for some reason. And when they did, it was sometimes it was very condescending, very patronizing. I tried to be as professional in my voice and tone as possible because I never want any type of disappointment or frustration or stress leak through. I want to keep a good front of respect and professionalism and a very good work environment, kind of like, we're going to be able to do this. It's no problem. Don't stress. It's okay. I guess it didn't work. I don't know. And maybe I'll get a response video and it'll be like, Bernard's a big piece of shit. He ruined my life with the awards. He believes this. Because there were some controversies that happened during the production. I mean, there was some going on every day, and some of those things were pretty large. And if someone wants to talk about that, I'm more than happy to talk about my side of it. Because I don't believe I've done anything objectively wrong. I've done everything I can to be as professional, as kind, and understanding to everybody. And some people I just can't help. I just can't. There's just, some people just don't want to be helped. Some people just kind of want me to shut up and listen to them. And I'm just not the person to do that. And that's okay. And I don't have any grudges against anybody. Like, I know who I'm talking about, and the people who did it know who I'm talking about. I don't need an apology. I don't need a pity party. This isn't meant to be like, oh, woe is me. I don't need you guys to feel sad. It's fine. It's not a big deal, really. It's the DDLC community. Who gives a shit, right? I give a shit, but you guys don't have to. And the reason I wouldn't call it anyone's name, because I know it's not going to change anything. It's not like if I made a huge expose video talking about the bullshit and every personal problem. It's not like it's going to change anything. No one's going to listen to me and be like, I'm going to change for the better and I'm going to do something great for this community. No one's going to do that. I know they won't do that because they've had every opportunity to do that and they haven't. I know that because the whole point of the awards was to encourage people to talk and to get that betterment, and they wouldn't do that. So me saying this person did this or this person did that, or this was really weird or this was crazy, that doesn't change anything. It doesn't change a thing at all. No one is going to change. I don't think. Maybe not. But there's no point in me naming names, and I don't really want to burn bridges. Because I don't think any of these people did it out of true malice. These aren't like monsters. They're just young and act like they're young. I know I'm young and I can act young sometimes, but a lot of people act their age, act younger than their age. A lot of people don't know what they're doing, and it causes a lot of problems, and it's just frustrating. I don't think anyone's being horrible on purpose. Maybe they are, and I just want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that everyone is as kind-hearted as can be. I know that's not true, but I just want to believe it. I have that hope in my eye. which is the whole reason I did the awards. I just have that hope, you know, that dream to bring the community together and have us all get along a little bit, just for one day. And I just don't think it was possible. I apologize for talking for over an hour. Gosh. But it's a big deal. To not do the awards anymore, to not do this, I mean, to say I'm leaving, I feel like that's a big video. I feel like it deserves the time to talk, so you guys know. And you know me, I love to ramble. I love rambling. You know, I should have ended this video a long time ago, but I love trying to talk to you guys just to be as apparent as possible. You know, I don't want anyone coming out here with bad assumptions, being like, oh, Bernard hates me or something like that, or Bernard said this bad thing about me. I'm not naming any names for that reason. There's no way you will know that it was you that I am talking about, except for that one very specific example, and it was not a DogaTuber who did it. It was a random audience member, so don't even try. Like, I'm telling, like, and I still like most of the DogaTubers I've interacted with. It's not like this has ruined our relationship or something like that. It's just, it's changed my want to do something for the community. If you're going to disrespect me and treat me lesser than you and be a bit arrogant comparatively, then why am I doing all this to show off and appreciate you when you can't do the common courtesy of appreciating me? It should be universal for everyone, and no one can do that. Everyone's got their gripes with someone, and I try to get them to push it aside, and some people can, but a lot of people can't. So I don't want to do it. I ain't doing this no more. I'm not doing another award show. I'll help if someone else wants to make one. If someone wants to make another show, if someone wants to do a collab, someone wants to do anything like collaborative, I'm all for it. But I'm done. Done with the show. I'm done with DDLC. I'm gonna make my mods and I'm gonna get out, because I can't do it. I don't care for the community like I used to. It's just not worth it. There's just no point. I am broken. My higher standards of trying to do everything I can to help and be as kind as I can to the community has just fallen on deaf ears, I feel like. That's how I feel. And I'm good. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with how it's all turned out. I'm still proud of these shows. I'm glad that we were able to do what we came here to do, to send the message, to bring everyone together, which I think we did. I just think at the end of the day, it caused a lot of problems than it really solved. More people argued, more controversies happened, and I really got to see the ugly side of the community, that a lot of people just want to see a problem and let it get worse and not actually do anything about it. I think even the big controversies have that problem, because at some point in any big controversy that some people know about, not everybody, but at any point, it's just like, we're not going to do anything about it. We're going to blindly believe you, or we're not going to do anything about it, or we're just going to argue our heads off and not make any progress. You know, that's what they do. That would be it, and nothing would get done. And a bunch of people would just be angry at each other. I appreciate that a lot of people bit their tongue throughout the production because of me. You know who you are. I would talk to me like, hey, can you ease up on this? Or hey, just cool it. And you guys would be like, for you, because I know what you're doing and I appreciate it, sure. And I really appreciate that. Those are the people that really understood the mission, understood what we're trying to do, and would bite their tongue and try to get along and try to make the show better. But, you know, not everybody. And it was insane. I can't even begin to go into it, because I don't want to get into it like that. I don't want to give you the specifics of every little thing that happened, because, you know, there's always the possibility that I don't know the full story on their end. You know, a lot of other people, you know, they have their own lives, their own problems, and that causes them to do things that are kind of shitty. Does it justify it? No, but it helps you understand that not everybody's a monster, and I'm not claiming anybody's a monster. Everybody's trying to do the best they can with who they are and how they are. But at the end of the day, whatever the reason, it's destroyed me, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm not gonna just take it and keep going and suffer through. I'm not doing that. I'm good. All right. I'm content with what we've made, and I'm content with the mods we're gonna make. and I'm going to just be at peace, and I'm going to live a hopefully much happier, prosperous life where I don't have to worry about all this. It's really liberating. I feel free. It's crazy. I feel so much better just saying all this, just venting for like an hour about what's been going on. I don't mean to say this to call anyone out or make anyone feel bad or anything like that. I know some of you really, it's like you're like, oh, is this about me? You know, I believe you will fully know if this is about you. You will know. If you're questioning it, you're probably not. If you're questioning me like, oh, well, I don't think I did anything wrong. It's like, well, then you might have, or you might not have. If you're like confident, like, no, I didn't do nothing wrong, I'm great, then you might have done something. But if you're like, man, I really didn't mean to do anything bad, you know, I want to apologize or figure that out, you didn't do anything wrong. If you're already listening to this and being like, I want things to be better, then I don't think you are one of the people. I think the people that really did this are the people that don't want things to get better and don't care what I say. You know, I could say anything. I could name them out, and I could prove every bit of evidence that this all was going on, and I can show that, and they still wouldn't care, and they wouldn't change, and they just call me a piece of shit and a liar, and they just move on. Just like Shadow the Red Panda did. You know, he didn't change. I don't expect anyone else to. Not if they're going to be like that. So no, I think anyone who had that real malice or just don't care, they're just going to keep not caring. And they know who they are. They may not know that I'm talking about them because maybe they don't know that I know what they've been doing, but I know. And I'm done. There's a lot of people who do bad things, who don't do nice things, who are just horrible to each other. And it's on all sides. There's not like one group of people. Like, I feel like there's like sections of the DokuTuber community, like cliques, like people who do different types of content. There's no like perfectly good. There's bad eggs in every batch. So don't be like, oh, we're this group, so we're fine. Like, no, I'm talking about everybody. This is a whole problem, and you can all hate me for it. It's not my problem anymore, I guess, because I'm gone. Bye. It's not worth this stress and all these problems. You know, I've had to do more damage control and de-escalation and problem solving for other people in the past year than I have probably in my entire life. It is crazy. And I can't do this for the rest of my life. I can't do this again. I refuse. I'm putting my foot down. I'm doing what I think is right for me. And I appreciate all of you who understand. And I appreciate everyone who's been there for me and who has done everything they can to help me. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate every person who's made a guest appearance and who's shown support, who's made criticisms, and who has done everything they can to help. I thank you all so much. And I know that you're not monsters, even if you've done horrible things to me, or if you've tried to do bad things to me. I know there's only one of you, which is Shadow, who just seems really bad. But everyone else, like, I know that you guys, I don't think you guys are just some horrible monsters. And I hope nothing but the best for you all. I hope that there's true, genuine betterment for every single one of you. I really hope that. I hope that things get better for everyone. But for it to get better for me, I need to not do this. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys. I love this community so much. And it's why it's taken me so long to do this type of video. I love you guys. It's like I'm having to tell a family member who's just done some wrongs against me that I can't do this anymore. And I gotta go. It doesn't matter even if they do change, I just gotta go. I can't. I don't want to. My passion's dead. I don't know what could possibly happen that's gonna revitalize my want to keep doing this. And I wouldn't want to risk having it happen again. It's just awful. So I'm good. I thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all, the community, every person, whether you like me or not, for everything you've done for me, for all the support and everything. Because, I mean, it's you guys that I really care for, whether you believe it or not. I know some of you guys, we've not been on good terms because of disagreements and controversies, and you can hate me, but that doesn't stop me from just loving you. And I mean that. I love you guys so much. What you guys do means so much to me, and the community means so much to me, but it's not healthy for me, and it's not worth it for me anymore. And my passion's just dying, and it's dead, and I can't do it forever. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry, but I just can't. But I thank you all. Because I know deep down you guys are wonderful people. And I hope nothing but the best for your future endeavors, whatever you want to do. And I hope that every single one of you will contact me and talk about collabs we could do, or fun stuff, or still just hang out, play a game, or just have a good time. I don't want to just cut anyone out of my life. I just want to get away from all this stuff that I can't fix. I can't stand here and watch all this drama, all these problems, and just ignore it. I can't do it anymore. I have to get away because they refuse to change. I've tried. My motto at this point is to try. You see a problem, talk about it, try to fix it. And if they refuse, and they refuse to listen to you or do any better, then sometimes you just gotta cut people off. You just gotta get yourself away from it. The problem that I see is that people do that way too quickly. They don't try. They just see something and then they just go, or they just scream and yell. And that's it. There's some outliers, but not many. Not enough to help the community actually prosper. We need more people that want to help, and I just don't see it. And I'm sorry I'm leaving. Who knows? Maybe a long time down the line when life's a bit better, I'll come back, but I doubt it. I'm just ready to move on with my life and leave this chapter behind. I don't regret DDLC. I don't regret the things I've made or the people I've met. I just know that everything has to come to an end, and I want it to come to an end before it hurts me any more than it already has. And that's tough because there's still a lot of good things there that I don't want to lose, but I have to prioritize myself, my fiance, my life, my wants, my passions, because if I make it awards anyhow, it's not going to be good. If I don't have my heart in it, it's going to be awful. You guys have a wonderful New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and I hope you had a wonderful holidays. And I'm sorry to drop this on you all, but had to do it, I guess. You guys are absolutely wonderful. I appreciate every single one of you. I think that's everything. If there's any questions or concerns that I haven't addressed here, anything that you feel like you're assuming I'm saying, my Discord, I can put my name somewhere. I can link my Discord in the description. Just contact me and you can ask. If you've gone through all this and you're like, hey, I don't understand what you mean, I'm always happy to answer questions and talk. I'm not like hateful and trying to just bash on everybody and just leave without saying my piece. But I needed to say my piece. I need to be upfront with all of you so you know what's going on. I'm not going to ghost you. I'm not going to leave you high and dry. You're going to know everything. And if you want to know more, I'm always free to talk. Or at least if I'm not, I'll get back to you as soon as possible.